Hello, everybody. This is Dave Burkus for Insights from Burkonomics. Each week we talk about things that should be valuable to you either as a CEO or as a board member or as an advisor to a company, particularly small business companies, which we deal with most at this. And today, our subject is establishing and paying a board of advisors. Advisors are not in the governance of the company and therefore not legally responsible, such as board members are, and therefore an advisor can be much more informal. And let's talk about an advisory board. First of all, it fills out the areas of need for a company that couldn't afford otherwise. And so often experts in various areas, such as sales and marketing, in operations, in R&D, and sometimes even in things like operations and accounting, are advised or asked to advise companies at their earliest stage. It creates a list of well-known names sometimes in an industry to validate the company's vision. It helps that company to raise money, gain prestige, and certainly be recognized among its peers. It allows for a convenient way to move somebody off a board of directors. Think about that one for a minute. Because sometimes as venture capitalists come onto a company's board, you only have 2 seats at the most out of 5 for people who are investors in the company, as opposed to 2 seats for the founders, or at least the management of the company, and a seat for a third outside director that is neither an investor or management. So when you have a venture capital investment, often it is time to move an angel off of a board and onto the board of advisors. How do you pay an advisory board? Well, first of all, stock options are typical for standards of service, and that is payment of 1/4 to 0.5%, usually 1/4%, over 2 to 4 years, vesting over 2 to 4 years of service. These are non-qualified options, which your tax advisor will tell you are taxable at ordinary income rates upon the liquidity event or upon exercise. So be a little careful. These are not the kinds of investments where you would get capital gains as you would if you had invested in the company itself. Here's how much time you should spend. If you have more than 2 visits and maybe more than a couple phone calls a month at the most, in a year's time, you may ask for, and it may be very appropriate to receive consulting fees for the time that you spend in the corporation. If so, it might be wise to advise the board or have the CEO advise the board so that there is no conflict of interest. But typically, an advisor to a company is like a consultant, only one that is better tied to the company and is recognized as a member of the advisory board. It is okay to offer advisory board members seats on the board of directors, not as governance seats, but rather as observers. That means they can attend the meeting until or unless the board's chairman asks for an executive session, at which time any employees other than the CEO and advisors are asked to leave the room or the phone call so that the members of the board of governance or the board of directors can deliberate without having outside people involved. That's one of the reasons why you have no legal responsibility. Well, that's a very quick one, but that tells you much more about boards of advisors. And this and about 370 more are available in one of the 14 books you'll find by me on Amazon or on other booksellers. And I would appreciate if you'd look at those. And in fact, you might sign up for the weekly emails under Burkonomics or Burkus, BERKUS.com, to be able to get these kinds of insights to your email box once a week. This is Dave Burkus for Insights from Burkonomics. See you next time.